secluded and beautiful village called Orgreen, a peaceful and energetic community thrived. In this lush and beautiful village, people were engaged in animal husbandry and agriculture proudly. They served the ruler of the village, King Alaric, and Queen Marina faithfully. King Alaric had a clever and wise minister named Lawrence, who always consulted him on all matters. King Alaric and Queen Marina had a young and intelligent son named Ethan. He was always curious and knowledgeable, constantly seeking innovative solutions to challenges. One sunny day, the king decided to go hunting in a large forest behind the village with his minister and soldiers. As they were moving, they suddenly heard a strange sound. They approached and saw that in the heart of a tall and steep rock, a huge golden dragon lived with its small offspring. The king, upon seeing the magnificence of the dragon, got scared and quickly ordered to return to the village. Knowing the dragon posed a great danger to himself and the people of the village, he decided to find a way to destroy the dragon. He informed all his forces and sought a trap to capture the dragon. Ethan, the king's intelligent and wise son, decided to go to the forest himself to see the dragon. He hid among the bushes and waited for the mother dragon to leave so he could see the baby dragons up close. When the baby dragons were left alone, he climbed up the rock and approached them. While admiring the cute baby dragons, he suddenly saw their mother returning. It was too late to climb down the rock. He looked around and realized it wasn't a rock, but a large and deep cave. He quickly ran inside and hid in a corner. When the dragons and their babies fell asleep, he became curious to see where this large cave led. The cave was very long and large. He went on and on until he reached the end of the cave. It was covered with many leaves and twigs. He pushed aside the twigs and leaves, and behind an old and sturdy trunk, he saw a calm door. He opened the door slowly and looked outside through a corner of the door. A shining light caught his eyes. As he opened his eyes, what he saw was unbelievable. In utmost astonishment and disbelief, he saw a world on the other side of the cave full of diverse and various dragons living there. He was immersed in watching them and lost in his imaginary world until he snapped out of it. He closed the door and, in the absence of the mother dragon, quickly exited from there. On the way back to the palace, he pondered why only the mother dragon was golden in color, while none of the other dragons had this color. When he returned and narrated the incident to his father, it made the king more anxious than before. He immediately called for a meeting and summoned all the courtiers. Ethan wanted to tell his father that they were not a threat, but since he was not sure, he remained silent. On the other hand, confronting them was not easy. Since there were a large number of dragons, facing them was risky, and the chances of victory were very low. The wise minister, Lawrence, thought of a solution. He suggested waiting for a while, observing the dragon's movements and being prepared. This news was spread throughout the village, cautioning everyone to be careful. The whole village went into a defensive mode. Some time passed, and the soldiers monitored the dragon's habitat from afar every day. The mother dragon brought food for her babies every day, and there was no news from the other dragons. However, the villagers were cautious in their dealings. Time passed until one day when King Alaric and Queen Marina went on a trip with their son, Ethan. As they were passing through the forest, suddenly a group attacked them. They were members of a large tribe looking for some humans to sacrifice to their gods. The king's soldiers tried to resist, but it was futile as their numbers were far greater. They surrounded the king and his entourage. The king, queen, their son, and the soldiers were terrified and looking for a way to escape when suddenly a loud and terrifying sound broke the forest's silence. A large and majestic golden dragon cast its shadow on the ground. Yes, it was the mother dragon. The dragon quickly flew towards the king and his entourage. Seeing the dragon, the tribe members got scared and fled. The king and his entourage also wanted to flee when suddenly the dragon landed on the ground and approached them. She looked at them affectionately, then flew off. The king and his entourage were surprised, but realized she was harmless and that she was the queen of the dragons. King Alaric named the queen of dragons Elora. From that day on, the people of Orgreen Village created a peaceful and harmonious community with the dragons, helping each other in various tasks. Everything was going well until suddenly one day,